With Falcon football coach John O'Grady. And John, the Falcons lost yet another heartbreaker. It was a 49-47 loss to La Crosse last Saturday at Raymer Field, of course, in 3 overtimes. We're looking at some defensive plays here from the games, Falcon defensive plays. Could you talk a little bit about the La Crosse game?
Another very tough one to lose right at the end. Uh, it's really unfortunate going into this season. I don't think in the years since overtime was instituted, I don't know that we have lost one, and now we've lost two this season. But as always, some very positive things to come about. We're looking at some defensive film here, and other than a couple of quarters at UW-Oshkosh, our defense has really improved. And I'm sure we'll talk a little bit about, Defensive Player of the Week. We had a number of guys really step up and play maybe one of their best games last week.
John, looking at the offensive side, sophomore fullback Joel Yogerst was named the team's Player of the Week. He had 5 carries for 18 yards, and I know you mentioned about his blocking abilities in that game. Could you talk about Joel's play?
Yeah, he actually got an opportunity to carry the ball 2 or 3 times, which doesn't happen with the modern-day fullback very much until some of the things we do on the goal line. But put a play in just pretty much kind of for him that fit against some of the things that we were seeing them do defensively, and he ran the ball well. He's a really good athlete. When he's in the game with our tailback, we're very run oriented. That's the way most teams are nowadays, and as a result, he has to block, and he really did a fine job of it Saturday.
Senior linebacker Cole Lowell was named the team's Defensive Player of the Week. He finished with 7 solo and 11 total tackles against La Crosse. He had 2 tackles for loss and recovered a fumble, number 36 here on the film, if we can pick him up a little bit. Could you talk about Cole's play?
Yeah, you usually find Cole, as a linebacker. He's probably outside the box now on our left, but has played all over the place for us, middle linebacker, outside linebacker. He's really kind of found a home. Playing on our right side, I believe that's him making the hit right there. He and Justin Eitleranta really played great games. We really wanted to kind of nominate both of them, but that doesn't usually work. So, between those two guys, they really played well.
John, on the special team side, freshman kicker Chad Blair was named the Player of the Week. He kicked all 5 extra points he tried, and also a 27-yard field goal. Obviously, big points in the game. Could you talk about Chad's play?
Yeah, we talked prior to the game about how important every point seemed to be this season. Every 2-point conversion, every PAT really kind of challenged them to go out and have a perfect day. And lo and behold, those guys did on that PAT and field goal unit, with Chad making all of his PATs and then a field goal, and then also Drake Klatt, hitting the game-tying kick with a little time left from a long ways out. So, that unit, overall has really done exceptionally well this year, especially in comparison to the last few years. And they're one of the best units in the league. It's just when we have missed, it has been just very crucial and has cost us points in games that we end up losing very closely.
John, looking ahead, the Falcons go on the road on Saturday, play at number 2 ranked Whitewater. What about the Warhawks?
Warhawks are a very tough team to try to find flaws with. They're just toying with everybody in the league to date. Very efficient on offense. Their quarterback is completing 75% of his passes. That's an astounding figure in this day and age with all the blitz packages people have. Very good running game, very good, very technically sound offensive line, and a great back in the sophomore Coppage. Defensively, it's the same thing. They don't take a lot of chances like a lot of people do. They remind me in our league of Iowa. Iowa's defense does not blitz. They don't feel they have to until you get the ball down in close to the goal line. That's the way Whitewater is. They're very sound, and they're very athletic. Tremendous team speed, kicking game. They've got the highest scoring kicker in the history of Division III. He's been on the field for them now this is his 4th season. He's very accurate. Don't think he has quite as strong a leg as Drake Klatt, but he has proven to be just a tremendously consistent kicker throughout his career. So a tough team to really try to, as I said, find weaknesses, and a tough team to attack. But I really like the time we're playing them. Our team is playing very well right now. We are not down. Our guys are working hard. I guarantee you that these guys are going to show up and want to play. And the question really is Whitewater going to overlook somebody this year? That's very easy to happen with how they're playing. So looking forward to the challenge. They're one of the best teams in the country year in and year out. Let's see how we stack up against them.
That's a noon kickoff at Whitewater. John, good luck to the Falcons. We'll talk to you next week. And for Falcon Sports, this is Jim Thies.